Hello and welcome to Update Novi. I'm your host, SHERYL Walsh, and I am here at the absolutely amazing Guerney Farms Dairy, and we're going to say it's in Novi. And
It is in Novi.
It is in Novi. And with me, as always, is the Honorable Mayor Bob Gatt. Welcome,
Hi.
Mayor.
Thank you.
And the owner, proprietor, third generation, Joe KINVILLE.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Welcome to you guys. Thank you for coming.
First of all, amazing new facade.
Yes.
I love the nod to vintage ice cream dairy store.
Yeah.
Is that obviously the intent?
That was the intent. Yeah, so with having an 80-year history, we wanted to very much remain authentic. We wanted to update the place, make it look like, a little bit more curb appeal, so to speak, but we wanted to kind of hold true to what our roots are. So that's why you kind of feel like it's updated, but like it's been here for 80 years. That was the whole point of what we tried to do.
I mean, from the lights hanging, you can see the lights down there, which are so cool and ultra modern retro, but super cool and industrial look. And then this, it's. I could be sitting in Disney, actually. I don't know if you've ever been to like the MGM or the Disney Studios where they've got. It's awesome. The facade is just amazing.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That was actually one of the things that our designers talked about as they helped us develop this plan for what it was going to look like, is give it a Disney-esque type feel. This is a destination for people. We want people to come to the city of Novi to go get a scoop of ice cream, eat some chicken here, and feel like they're at a landmark. So that's why this outside, we wanted to do a big change to the outside to make it feel more homey for people.
So before we go into the ice cream and the chicken, because I've got some questions about the chicken, let's talk about the roots. Not that we are under this amazing tree, which is, we were just talking before we start filming, is just a beautiful tree. Talk about the roots. I said in the open, a third generation.
Yes.
So that is your grandfather?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about the story or the history of Guernsey Farm Dairy.
So my grandparents, 80 years ago, started Guernsey Farms Dairy. They took over a dairy that was operating in downtown Northville called the Red Rose Dairy. From there, in 1966 is when they moved to this location. My grandparents had 14 kids in 19 years, and all 14 of them, God bless them. Yep. He had to have somebody to come work at the place and make the milk and ice cream.
They needed the milk, so
they needed a workforce. So 14 kids in 19 years. All 14 of the kids had a position in the business at some point. Today, my mom, who's the youngest of the 14, is the only one of that generation that's still left. From there, it's me and I think 9 of my cousins, and then 3 of our second cousins. Some of my cousins' kids work here. My one cousin has 2 kids that work in the business now, which is very cool. So we try to remain very, very true to our roots. It's all about the family. We want the rest of our employees to feel like they're part of the family. We want our customers to feel like they're part of the family. We have very much been family owned and operated since 1940, and right now it's me and 3 of my other cousins and my mom who own it equally, and we act as if we're a team. We are a team. Every decision gets made together, and we just want to do everything we can, like my grandpa did in the 40s, was produce the best products possible and give it to people with the best possible service. That's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know from our city's social media accounts and calls that we get at City Hall, your intention to reopen following the renovations was much sooner, and then obviously the pandemic crisis, the COVID hit, which delayed you a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe wasn't that awful, given that the weather's warmer, and I'm assuming the lines for ice cream when you're open are through the doors.
They're down to 8 Mile, pretty much.
Wow.
So that's the intent. The idea was that we would open up a little bit earlier so we could work out all the kinks.
Sure.
And then allow for the customer experience to be better. But so right now we're open. It's a beautiful summer day. People want to come get ice cream, so the line's out the door, and we're still working through the new kinks of operating what is we consider a new business. We've had this restaurant here, this store and restaurant for a long time. But the flow is different, the look is different, the feel is different, and we working in it's the first time that we've worked in it, so we have to change some things.
So what's new? What's different other than you have a bar?
Other than we have a bar, yeah, we have now become a full-service restaurant.
Okay.
Which was something that we took, into consideration very seriously. We don't want to lose our family dynamic. This is still totally a family atmosphere, a family restaurant, but without having the presence of the alcohol, you lose out on that group of people that just won't go out to eat unless they can go get a drink. So we were a restaurant that you couldn't have a drink at. So we wanted to become full service, add in a bar room, which we did, and we're very excited about it. It's going to be a small cocktail menu, a couple signature cocktails, a few red wines, a few white wines, some beers. We'll have 4 beers on tap. We did a collaboration with Shorts Brewery up north in Bel Air.
Sure.
Right.
So it's called the 1940, which is when we started, the 1940 Chocolate Pecan Stout. And they're actually using our toppings, so our chocolate topping, and then there's notes of caramel, so they're using our caramel topping, and then the pecans that go in our butter pecan to brew this beer. So that will be available here, which is cool. And we'll have some other various Michigan beers on tap.
Okay.
And then one of the other big changes is as you go into the scoop shop, you used to have to pay first and then get in line to go get your ice cream cone. We went back and forth. We went to just about every one of our customers who sells ice cream and tried to figure out what was going to be the best customer experience. And we found that having the ability for somebody to go get their ice cream first, that way they can, if they want to add some hot fudge to it, if they want to put a cookie crumble on top, they can. If they want to change from a single scoop to a double scoop, because as our employees scooping it, they're like, you know what, just give me another scoop.
Yeah.
Before they would have had to go stand in line again and pay for it. Now they're able to get taken care of, and there's more guest interaction. That's what we really wanted. We wanted somebody to walk in the door, have one of our greeters take care of them, give them everything they want, and then they go down the line to the end, and then they pay for it after. So that's the other big change of the flow, how it works in there.
So I've had a sneak peek inside, and it looks absolutely amazing compared to the facade outside. If people were seeing this, and obviously when they see the show, they'll be able to see it as well. But the flow is different. You walk in, and the ice cream's on the left now. Yep. It's not in the, I want to say, horseshoe or whatever you'd like, the little bull pit that it was in. So there's some separation. You can go right into the restaurant or go left into where the ice cream is. How many flavors?
We have 48 flavors available in the scoop shop at all times.
Much better than the 31 at Baskin Robbins.
I can't say that, but yeah.
Much better. We have about 65, 70 maybe flavors in our portfolio. So we rotate the flavors, but having 48 flavors, that's up 8 flavors from what we had before. We only had 40 before. Okay. So now we're able to keep the cream de Novi out there more often. And
who determines the flavors? Your family,
Are you
your
looking
wife,
for a second job?
Yeah.
Come down anytime. We're always looking for taste testers.
Made right here?
Made right
Where's
here.
Where's the ice cream made?
Everything's made right here on the other side of the wall. And again, that was another part of why we did what we did. We wanted to make sure everybody knows that when they're sitting in the restaurant drinking a milkshake, eating an ice cream cone, they know that it's made on the other side of the wall. And then again, part of the flow of how things are separated when you walk in. People used to come here and they would tell stories. They came here for 30 years to buy their milk and eggs and butter, but didn't know we have a restaurant. Now, when you walk in the front door, you're going to be able to see the restaurant. Everybody's going to know that we have a restaurant.
Sure.
So yeah, we want people to know that in the city of Novi, right here, we're making dairy products that are going across the whole state, and they're getting shipped to 20 different states.
Can I ask you, where does the milk and your grandparents bought a dairy 80 years ago? What about now?
So now we buy, every drop of milk that we buy comes from a 4th generation family-owned farm in Wayland, which is just south of Grand Rapids. They're on their 4th generation. They do a great job. It's called Walnutdale Farms. So within a 24-hour period, the milk comes warm from Walnutdale, warm out of a cow, goes through their cooling system, gets onto their tankers, comes through our plant, goes through our plant, gets on a truck to be delivered within a 24-hour period.
So all your dairy comes from that facility?
So it's processed here. The milk is processed here.
The milk is processed here. The cows, the farm, is at Walnutdale up in Wayland.
Okay. Yeah. So pure Michigan products then.
Pure Michigan products.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's amazing. Okay, we'll shift gears before we let you get back to work. Two things. The chicken.
The chicken.
So when you all shut down, I want to say it was after the first of the year. I don't remember exactly when.
January 20th was our last day
January.
of service.
There was a lot of talk about the chicken.
There was a lot of talk, yes. There certainly
About
was.
the chicken.
Yeah.
And for those that may wonder what I'm talking about is our middle son, Sean, if we asked him if he wanted chicken, it had to come from Guernsey's because
Roasted.
it was the best roasted chicken ever.
That's right.
The chicken's changed.
The chicken has changed a little bit.
The chicken, okay.
The chicken has
Talk
changed a
about
little bit. So broasted chicken. Broasted refers to how the chicken is cooked.
Okay.
Which is pressure fried. So we are still going to pressure fry the chicken. Broaster was a company that developed a formula for making chicken. They sold you the equipment to pressure fry the chicken, and that's
So
what we had
roasted
done.
is not even a real name.
It's not. Broaster is a company.
Broaster's a company.
Okay, yeah.
Broaster is a
Okay.
company, and they sell this great recipe for chicken, and they do an awesome job, and that's what we had always done here. So again, I want to make it very clear that we are still pressure frying the chicken. We are still broasting the chicken. They're called broasters. But with us being a dairy manufacturer, we make this buttermilk on the other side of the wall, 10 feet away. And we're doing this chicken over here in our restaurant, and there was no tie to our dairy in our restaurant. So we wanted to make sure that our restaurant was a very dairy-specific menu, that our number one seller, the best chicken ever, has some tie to the dairy. So we added some buttermilk to the brine. The chicken had always soaked in a brine for a certain amount of time, and we still kept it all the same. The breading's the same, everything's the same. All we did was add some of our great buttermilk to this brine to give it a tie now, to make it have some sort of tie to the other side of the business, which we felt was the right thing to do.
So if Joe KINVILLE was taste testing the chicken, then
ma'am.
and now, what's Joe tell me?
Joe tells you that it's going to be better 10 times out of 10.
Okay.
Buttermilk, I mean, you have people that cook with buttermilk, they know that it's powerful in recipes. It gives the chicken more flavor. It makes it more tender.
Yeah.
Buttermilk all around is just such a great
Well,
product.
good. I can't wait to try it.
What are your
there was-
customers saying?
Customers like it. They're scared about change. Everybody's scared about change.
Right.
But again, like it was misrepresented at the beginning. This isn't
Oh,
a
yeah.
huge change.
I can tell you it was.
Right? This isn't a huge change. We're not changing the number one thing that we got going in our restaurant. All we're doing is calling it
You're
buttermilk
enhancing
chicken
it.
now,
You enhanced it.
because we are a dairy
Yeah.
manufacturer and we're making this,
Your
this roasted
grandparents
chicken.
would be
Makes
proud
sense.
of you.
They would be.
The final question I have for you, Joe, is as we've chatted, we've seen car after car come around the bend, pull in. I'm sure they're watching them walk through the door and leave. You are open,
We are open.
but you're on a modified hours, I
Yeah.
guess, is scheduled
Yep.
right now.
Yep,
So,
our hours are different right now. Right now, we're only going Wednesday through Sunday
okay.
from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. That wasn't the intent at the beginning of this. We wanted to be open all the time like we were before, but that's just part of what has changed in the world, and we've had to
Okay.
adapt a little bit. A big portion of it, to be honest, is just finding staff, finding people to come that want to work. So
Yeah.
if there's anybody out there that's looking for a job in the restaurant business, in the retail business, we are absolutely hiring. So
Okay.
that's right now we're just Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 9.
Ice cream, too. You can't even go in and get an ice cream cone on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Everything is together now.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Anything else that we've missed that you might want to add?
No, all good. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure to chat with
Nobody's
you guys.
proud of you, Joe, just so
Yeah.
you know that.
you.
Nobody's
We
proud
are.
of you. Yeah.
You know, Mayor and I talk often about what the greatest things about Novi are. You know, obviously the people at the top of the list. We've been saying that for a long time. Our diversity, the people, is one of our, if not our greatest strength. But when then we start talking about businesses in the community, and you guys are right up there. I mean, you've been here and
Absolutely.
mainstay
Yeah.
and community partners for, like you said, for 80 years. So your reinvestment in Novi, we are hats are off to you. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
very
your
much.
trust and belief in our
Absolutely.
community too.
This big tree that you kind of mentioned the roots before. That's kind of a metaphor for the project why we did it. You know, we wanted to like this big oak tree out front. We wanted to dig our roots in because we have deep roots in the community, and we want to be here for another 80 years and do it the right way.
Well, thank you so much, and
you.
again,
luck.
thanks for
Thank
your
you, thank you.
reinvestment in Novi and much continued success.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Okay.
coming.
Thank you. Stay tuned. When we come back, Mayor Gatt and I are going to provide you with a brief update on what's going on in our Novi. Don't go away.
Hey Novi, it's Brad. I'm back and ready to start working on our 2020 road construction program.
Brad. Brad to the bone. Brad to the bone.
I hope all of you have been staying home and staying safe. As for the roads, we have identified a variety of street segments throughout the city to improve as part of our concrete panel repair, neighborhood road, and major road programs. I would invite everyone to head over to cityofnovi.org/betterroadsahead to see all the projects we have planned. I have truly enjoyed interacting with all the residents over the last couple years and hope to make this road construction season as seamless as possible. Thanks for all the waves, smiles, and compliments. Here's to better roads ahead.
Welcome back to Update Novi. Mayor, beautiful. We were just talking on break. Looks amazing. Great young gentleman.
Isn't he? I'm very impressed with the way he carries himself. You know?
Absolutely, and obviously comes from a great family, a large, great family that
Hardworking family.
hardworking that has continued to invest in Novi.
Yeah.
So it's awesome to see them continue to succeed.
I'm so elated that they call it Guernseys of Novi. You know, because for 70 years they called it Guernseys of Northville.
I think their trucks still say that. That's why I said Guernseys of Novi, but they know they're in Novi, and the sign's right there that says "Welcome to Novi,"
I know.
so it's just south of their property.
Keep in mind, 80 years ago, Northville was established and Novi was just a farm community.
And interestingly, that's where his grandparents lived.
Yeah,
So when they
exactly.
bought it, so it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
Not complaining at all. Let's chat really briefly about the city's response to coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you'd like to call it, because the entire community obviously was witness and lived through the last 3 months, and
It's been different, huh?
it's been different. And as a resident of the community, you know, David and I live in the community, as do you, and work for the city. To me, it's been amazing to see how the city was able to move on a dime, turn on a dime, and shift our focus in operations and still deliver quality services to the community.
I don't believe that the citizens, and you said it, you and I are both one, I don't believe we missed a beat as far as any necessary service.
Not that I'm aware of.
No, not that I'm aware of either. The administration, the city council, everybody stayed in tune with the needs of the community. And as a result, you know, as we're coming out of this now, I don't think a lot of people can look back and say, I didn't get this or I didn't get that, because our garbage was picked up. Certainly the police and fire work, the DPW work, people were at City Hall if there was necessary, appointments. It's just, I'm amazed at how well we did. Now, I can't compare us to others. I don't know what the other communities did, but I can tell you that Novi, the people, the residents here should be proud of their city.
And I agree 100% with that. We have heard throughout the last several months from many community members questions, concerns, a lot of accolades, a lot of thanks and praise. I don't know if I've heard a negative.
No, and I keep saying this, the mayor gets a lot of emails and a lot of phone calls, a lot of letters written in the U.S. mail. I don't think I got one negative email or complaint about what was happening as a result of this COVID, what was happening in the city. So again, people are not afraid to complain when they want to complain.
No, they're not.
And
you and I both know
we
that.
We just didn't get it.
So along those lines, as we see things starting to open up, we're here at Guernsey Farm Dairy, things are starting to open up or have been opening up, which is great. I see the community has that certain buzz again, which is exciting, and it's good to see. And I truly believe our economy, our economic outlook for Novi is very promising and very strong for the future. A big part of that, I think, goes to you and your colleagues on City Council for recognizing the need to assist businesses as they reopen. And you guys recently did two things. And do you want to share maybe what those two things are?
Sure. You mentioned that economic outlook is good, and I agree with you. But there's a lot of businesses in the city who's had it rough the last few months. Had this place been open and say only open for carryout during the last few months, is that enough business to sustain them? Is that enough where they have to pay their taxes and their help and all the other overhead? A lot of companies were not sure about that. So our city council, we recognize that, and we wanted to do anything that we could to make it easier and better for the businesses. So we came up with two solutions. The first thing we did was we expanded the outdoor seating. When the governor allowed outdoor eating and outdoor activities in the last month or so, we said to the businesses, hey, if you want to improvise and put some more outdoor seating out there and take advantage of what the governor said we can do, we're not going to stop you. And we made it very easy for them. That was the first thing. And then just last night at our meeting, the city council approved a resolution that pretty much waives most of our sign ordinance restrictions. Not everything. You can't do anything that's dangerous. You can't put a sign in the right of way or in the middle of the street or in the middle of a parking lot. But I encourage all business owners who may be watching this or hear about this, contact City Hall, contact the building department, because from now until December 31st, we have waived just about every restriction that you can think of, because we want you to succeed. We don't want you to fail because of something that we did or a restriction that we imposed on you. So City Council was unanimous. Everybody, and certainly I will say the administration went along with it 100%. We want Novi to bounce back, and we want them to bounce back strongly, and we want to help in any way we can.
And for those that are watching, it might seem like something so small, but to businesses that have been regulated from very strict, I want to say quality signage ordinance for the entirety that I've been at Novi. And we do that for reasons, many of us have been to communities and there's sign after size of sign and banners, and it just...
We don't want to be that.
No, but...
We may be that for the next few months, though.
That's okay.
And that's what the residents should know. Please take into account why we're doing this.
Yep.
And January 1st, things are going to go right back to where they were a month ago. And all the restrictions will be back in place. And by then, hopefully the economy will be booming again. And all these small businesses will have recovered and looking forward.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. We're going to be doing these more often. You and I committed, so you'll get to see us a little bit more often out in the community. Maybe with the thought of helping businesses like Guernsey Farms Dairy and some others that were impacted by the shutdown and the pandemic, that we can get out there and just help them.
That's a great
get the
idea.
word out.
We should.
Yep. And
people like us. Well, they like you.
You keep telling yourself that. Oh, well. It depends on the day, I guess. So, but anyways, thanks for joining me. Thanks for taking some time out of your busy and hectic schedule. And thanks for all you do for Novi. And
thank you for all you do.
I'll see you soon at
Soon.
the next big ribbon cutting. We won't say what that is because by the time this show airs, it'll have already been opened.
That's
and
right.
We'll be eating Chick-fil-A every day
Well,
for dinner
I didn't
now.
say the words, but Chick-fil-A it is.
Their chicken and Guernsey's chicken. The
I wonder if
Molloys-
Chick-fil-A uses buttermilk in their
I
batter.
know the Molloys are going to be good on chicken for a long time.
Well, Chick-fil-A it is soon.
Oh, good. But thank you for joining us for this edition of Update Novi. Until next time, take care and stay safe.